What's up, Dave? Can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Heck yeah, dude. What's going on? Happy Tuesday, bro.
Happy Tuesday, bruh. What's good? What's news? What's cooking?
Dude, everything's cooking. Not a lot new. Just stuck in this perpetual chop range. But you know what? We're seeing the slightest signs of life in some areas of the AI field, at least some projects that I like. So I cannot complain. Uh, what's going on with you, Dave? What's new with you?
Man, I'm out here grinding all day, every day. I got this crazy idea in my head that I wanted to build a business for content creators. And that's kind of where my head's been at. Just, we need some more simple tools out here, man, to be able to, we finish up a space. We need some tools for post content create, like for post space, like content creation. You know what I mean? So, I decided I'm gonna be the one to kind of take this undertaking, and it's been fucking crazy, but I love it, and hopefully it's gonna make me some money at some point in the future. But we'll see.
Oh, dude, I love where your head's at. Let me know. All right, I'm gonna ask questions. If I get too much into the secret sauce territory, you just tell me to pause it and we'll pick back up, or we'll just use code names and pretend like we're spies or whatever. But I'm on the content team at MVHQ, and we're making content all the time, dude. And from the Arena VS spaces where we met and spoke for the first time, we were talking about tooling and just needing better tools that people are actually going to use. So if you could tell me some of these ideas, dude, I'm like edge of my seat here trying to figure out what these content tools might be.
So just I'll say this, right? So if you go to my page here, and if you want, like, do you mind if I pin some stuff up, like to the nest? Is that
Yo,
okay?
dude, pin up everything, pin up a photo of yourself or not, whatever you want to pin, dude. Free reign of the board here.
Yeah, so I realize that there's a lot of tools that are out here that are kind of like manual, and it's laborious. You know what I mean? Super tedious. And without giving away the secret sauce, like if you look at the top, right? Like I host a shit ton of spaces, and I host some pretty big spaces. Like with some of the big names. Like that was a meme coin space where we had Giga, Floki, you know what I mean? Snack, like all the like top meme coin, like Not Coin, dogs from Telegram, right? Like we had Evan Luthra fucking jumping out of a helicopter in Antarctica. So like there's so much gold in spaces that I'm like, and this is what I do for a living. So I'm saying to myself, how can I help myself? Like for me to put that shit together up there, which gets like really amazing engagement, like it really does. Like, I mean, it also depends like which one you're looking at, depending on the community, whatever. But repurposing content when I'm done really allows me to like get some like ton of traction, grow my account, earn some kaito yaps at the same time. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like it's just fucking tedious. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be putting together like a whole. So we're building like I want to build a sexy looking UI, nice front end where you can come upload your content, paste the link from wherever it is you're at. It transcribes your shit. You have all these different AI tools. I already have the AI prompts done because I already use them for half these things. And it just makes it easy where you can come and just point and click and get fucking content that looks like that and sounds like that above in 5 minutes, as opposed to spending fucking 2 hours, or hiring somebody to go do that. And I charge you, depending on your tier, different tiered amount every single month. So, you know, right now it's like a combination of so many different things, different tools that I have to use. I got to, go from this LLM to that LLM to this one, and then that design tool to this design tool and this transcription tool. So time to bring all that shit together and make our lives easier. You know what I mean, Ross? What do you think?
Oh, dude, I love it. I mean, I could tell you for sure. We've been talking about some very similar topics and ideas of how can we use AI and put it together for our content, and like this just looks seamless. I love the border, by the way. This is just a really great example, and I really love like I mean, it's so funny because they always talk about how captions are just like so important for short form content, and it's so true. But I just love the way that you had the captions match up with the color and everything, and just the sizing. So this looks sleek, dude. I'm excited to see you make a bag, bro.
Yeah, I hope so, man. From your lips to God's ears, because like you could change it all around, right? Like you can fuck around with the colors, you can change the aspect ratio depending on what platform. I want people to be able to repurpose shit on different platforms, right? And obviously, that's different sizes and everything else. So if you're able to do that, like and do it effectively and quickly, Bro, brands would, do you tell me somebody wouldn't spend 100, $200 a month just for like unlimited like of those, just to be able to come point click boom 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 and get their print and get their output in like 5 minutes? Come on, man. That's a no-brainer in my opinion.
Dude, that is an absolute no-brainer. I am somewhat confident the MVHQ team will be reaching out to you after this to have a little private conversation. But dude, that looks so slick. I love that. So let me ask you this, because I had a really interesting conversation last week with Nick Plays Crypto, and he was talking a lot, just similar to what you're talking about how AI tools can really help content creators. And like everyone forever has talked about gaming and Web3, but I really am seeing specifically with this AI run of just like content Web3. So, specifically the Coles had the biggest opportunities this past cycle. Obviously, it got a little carried away with some of the insider stuff and the cabal-ness going on, but what do you think the opportunities for creators specifically in Web3 are moving forward? And how do you think tools like this might help them, prioritize their gains or push it to the next level? I definitely loved how you're talking about this getting engagement to get yaps. Like that kind of flywheel effect is going to go crazy, but I'm curious if you have more thoughts to just content Web3 in general.
Yeah, man. Like I genuinely believe that like X is king. I mean, I'll tell you this, right? Like I was never a YouTube person. I just started a YouTube channel like less than 2 months ago. And yesterday we did like Mental Health Monday. Bro, I never thought in a million years we had almost 2,100 people that tuned into like the live stream at one point, like when we were at like, minute like 70 or 75. Cause like we do like a normal like crypto show. And at the end of the day, like content, like people are dying to figure out ways of how they can ultimately like try and get monetized, right? The name of the game out here is how can I actually make some money? And it starts with engagement, right? It starts with, is your shit visually appealing, right? Text threads only go so far, articles only go so far. I know that because my shit has literally, I've seen the mountaintop on some. When I say mountaintop, I mean like tens of thousands. I've never gotten hundreds of thousands of views on anything in my life, right? But I've also seen the bottom, and the bottom is just a lot of stuff. It's a lot of shit because people's attention spans out here are fucking zero. It's literally like, I mean, memories of goldfish. So at the end of the day, I think there's so much AI tooling that is readily available now. And dude, the space is, you see it, Ross, like the space is moving so fast that it's like, by the time you're done building what, like you even attempt to try and build one thing, it's already moved on now, and now it's like on to the next thing, and it's just like, well, fuck. And with somebody without a technical background like me, I need all the help I can get. So I pitched this to my buddy. I'm like, this is what we need to do this, and he was like, I'm in. And I'm like, okay, cool. This is simple enough to where we can just plug a few APIs in and be able to really like push content creators forward. Because, bro, I never thought in a million years I'd be on TikTok. Are you kidding? Never, ever, ever. But this is where this shit is. I love doing this Web3 content creation stuff. I love educating people. So why not, man? Like, let's like, yeah, I don't know. I just see it as this, it's just such a blue ocean of opportunity. It's just like, go out and grab it, you know?
Dude, completely agree. And glad we finally got you on TikTok. We've been needing to see your dance moves for far too long. So finally, one stop shop to go for that. I do want to ask you, so for this tool that you provided in this sample, right? Is it still like a manual input in terms of you could indicate, I want this clip from my Twitter spaces? Like how much involvement, and again, if you can't give out the secret sauce, no worries. How much involvement from the user is needed? I'm wondering if you just feed it the whole transcript and it's identifying this is the best part, this is going to get the views, or is that sort of your content creator insight, just personal opinions of, oh, this is a great clip, and then you feed that into the tool?
All right, so if there was like a shh button, that's what like a shh emoji. That's what I'd be hitting right now.
I
But like
got you, bro. I got you.
that, I'll say this. I will say this without giving because I always give I have the biggest mouth out here, and I always give away too much because I genuinely want to share everything that I learn with all like everybody. You know what I mean? I want everybody to win, but at a certain point, I'm just like I got to keep some things close to the vest. But right now, I'll put it this way: it's a massively tedious process with multiple LLMs, multiple design elements that go into it, multiple platforms, and there is no need for like anyone, especially content creators, like when you're done running a space, bro, Ross, when you're done running a space, is the like, tell me the last thing you want to do is now go and start repurposing that content and copy paste and run it through prompts and do this and nobody wants to do that shit. Like I want a all-in-one tool that's like automatically pull my space once I'm done. And I got some really cool features too, man. But like pull my space when I'm done, give me all the features and the options, bells and whistles. Let me kind of set a specific like way that I like it. Let me set my brand colors. This is what I want. Bing, 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 bing. And everything happens in the background. You know what I mean? And that background obviously is a lot, but and integrating everything, and that's kind of the secret sauce. But yeah, that's kind of my thought process behind it. And it's not just content, it's really something. I told you I was coming with surprises, right? So like I got to check my email just to make sure that that surprise is here. But yeah, without giving away too much of the sauce, that's pretty much it, man.
Dude, I appreciate the sauce and I'm excited to hear what the surprises are. What kinds of content do you think inspired you in sort of visualizing this? This to me is like, it reminds me a lot. If you've seen on TikTok, they take like the Minecraft B-roll footage and just have like random stock clips of Minecraft with like scary stories from Reddit over it. It's so simple, but honestly, it gets the job done.
Bro, like that's what, like when I was looking at like how many tweets have you seen, right? Where you're scrolling through your timeline and you see like, oh, I make 6,000 a month off of a faceless YouTube, and I'm just like, who does that? Like, how do you do that? Like, you know what I mean? I want to make $6,000 a month using an AI and never having to do anything and not put my face on YouTube. Like, sign me the fuck up. Like, where do I do that? But at the end of the day, it's like it's not as simple as it sounds, right? Because these no code solutions are not as no code as they make it seem, right? So there has to be a component where you either got to know how to code or know someone who knows how to code, and then you got to deal with like the UI shit. But yeah, like when you see these things, it looks like fairly simple. But when you start really trying to cook on the back end and being like, okay, now I got this raw footage. Now what do I do with it? Fuck, like that is not an easy thing to take hold of, man. It really isn't. So at the end of the day, it's definitely work, but that work should be simplified. But I love those things, man. That's, to me, that's like, put me on autopilot, bro. Like I need a business where I know that there's monthly recurring revenue coming in. I know that people are paying every single month. I'm auto deducting from either somebody or some business's credit card, right? 100 or 200 bucks a month. I have 1,000 clients, and you heard me, 1,000, as if I'm making 200,000 a month. We could dream, but like I have 100 clients or 200 clients that I know every month religiously that are like good clients using the platform, happy with the platform, and it's like now we're good. So yeah, man, there's so much opportunity out here, especially with all the different platforms that, yeah, I don't know. I see it all so clearly, but it's putting the pieces together. Like Ross, that's the tough part, man.
Dude, for sure. But I mean, I think you're in the driver's seat here, without a doubt, just by the fact that you're helping all these other creators. Because to your point, right? Like that's the roadblock. They have all these people out there who are like, "Oh yeah, here's how you make a faceless YouTube channel," but it's a ton of work to get it off the ground. So to just have a simple tooling kit where it's like, okay, I can plug that in and then get going. That's just gonna save you a ton of time. And like growing up, always had the dreams of just making YouTube videos and everything. The editing is so much. You have all these ideas. Like I've always been this ideas guy. I want to come in, make all this stuff, but the actual execution of it, it's like, you ever try to film something, it takes 50 takes for one scene. So just anything that can cut down on the editing, the post production, just lets like the creative people do the creative stuff and then have it edited. Oh, dude, that's gold. From this time, from your mouth to God's ears, 100%.
That's facts. All right, let's see what my boy MetaBeast cooked up for us. So this is going to be another facet, in my opinion, like of the platform, or what I want, like what I intend to put is like people need to have fun out here too, right? Like a lot of times we run these spaces, and I think a big thing for me is like my spaces need to, like, they're educational, they're informative, but they also need to be entertaining, right? Like people are not coming to spaces to fucking just like take notes, you know what I mean? So the fun component has to happen. And when I heard my buddy MetaBeast doing this, I was like, yo, I need this as part of my spaces. So he created 2 promos for me. So I run All Things Crypto, which is a daily show, a daily space from 5:30 to 7, every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Me and 2 of my co-hosts, and then we have like a bunch of other core contributors. Shout out, I see Landy down there, Bread. I got my boy O'Milly, right? So at the end of the day, like we get a ton of different people that come through, but it's a crypto focused show. And I asked him to make 2 promos, and he's a sick fuck. Like MetaBeast is a crazy individual, but like the brain that he's got makes this shit really funny. So let's see what he made me 2 promos. I have not heard this one yet. Of course, his boomer ass. Wait, let me download this. Wait a
I'm
second.
excited, dude. Let's get this audio clip popping.
Wait, you want? Hey, hold on. I'll play you. I'll play you the most recent one, which is fucking hysterical. That he created here. So hold on one second. Let me open this up.
Facts,
Hold
mom.
on.
No
Here.
bullshit.
Here.
All things crypto X space. Just the facts, mom. No bullshit. Are you sick to death of X spaces packed with clueless influencers, meme coin shills, and self-proclaimed crypto geniuses who can't explain basic math? You know the ones. The same meme coin messiahs who swore up and down that their project was the future of finance until it tanked harder than their last relationship. The Web3 gurus who tell you to buy the dip when they don't even own a mattress, a shower, or a basic dignity to admit they lost their bag on a JPEG of a cartoon foot. And let's not forget the early insiders who totally know the next 100x play, but somehow they're still broke, living off energy drinks, opium, and their mom's Wi Fi. We get it. You want real insights, real strategies, and real ways to actually make money in Web3. That's why we bring in real experts, AI pioneers, crypto veterans, and tech minds who are actually building what's next. Welcome to All Things Crypto, the X Space, where we call out the bullshit, cut through the noise, and actually deliver real value. This isn't another circle jerk of empty promises. It's where real conversations, real insights, and real opportunities actually happen. We bring the smartest minds in AI, crypto, and tech. We expose the scams, the lies, and the absolute fuckery infecting this space. We bring in people who actually know what they're talking about. So you might actually learn something. And don't forget Junie, our AI assistant who keeps track of everything, delivering intros, updates, and recaps to all things crypto with the cold, calculated precision of someone who's seen your wallet and is practicing her poker face. When she gives that knowing pause between sentences, you can almost hear her thinking, these humans really believe they understand blockchain. ATCX space, no fluff, no hype, just real talk, real knowledge, and real opportunities. Monday through Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Welcome to All Things Crypto, where Dave tries to front run everything, Junie keeps him in check, and Cool Crypto pretends not to notice, while Nat Nat, the Wonder Woman of Web3, somehow keeps it all from catching fire.
That was the second promo that he created for me for today's
Dude,
episode.
that is unreal, bro. Oh my gosh. First of all, I'd like to get a drink with her. Let me start out by saying that. Second of all, dude, I fucking love it because it's Web3, bro. Like, I hear so many, you're so right on the money with this. Like, people do want it to be entertaining, and that is like one of my biggest gripes is when you just have a 2 hour spaces where it's just like droning on and on and on. And I love that you also called out the like no fluff, no hype, because that's every other Twitter spaces too, is it's like what is it, Becker or whatever, being like, this is the next 100x in the space, and you gotta tune in. It's gaming. It's like, dude, shut up. So yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Yeah, so he created one. I said, listen, MetaBeast, at the end of the day, I just met Ross, but everybody's a potential client out here. You know what I mean? I don't know. We looked at Metaverse HQ. I was like, whip something up. So this is the one he whipped up for us for this one. So let's see let's see what's cooking.
Incoming transmission from the depths of the metaverse. Do you ever feel like the AI market is moving faster than your ability to pretend you understand it? Are you still nodding along when someone mentions generative adversarial networks like it's just another salad dressing? Well, fear not, because this week on Does Compute, we're bringing in someone who actually does compute. Special guest Dave, a man so deep in AI, even ChatGPT asks him for answers. Hosted by Metaverse HQ, this isn't your average AI discussion. It's pixelated, retro-futuristic, and packed with real insights on the future of artificial intelligence, market trends, and where we're all headed in this digital dystopia. Floppy disks, obsolete, AI-powered markets exploded. Your chance to learn something before an algorithm replaces you right here. Those Compete, the AI Market Insights Show. And remember, Dave specifically asked us not to roast him. We'll see how long that lasts. Broadcast brought to you by Metaverse HQ. Because even in Web3, some things actually compute. And if you're wondering who's behind this masterpiece, credit goes to One Existence, also known as MetaBeast, and yours truly, because even AI deserves royalties at this point.
Dude, oh my gosh, bro. We're going to be spending the entire content meeting tomorrow talking about you. I guarantee it, man. That's awesome. Shout out Dave. Shout out MetaBeast. Bro, Thank you for the promo. And yeah, I mean, you nailed it, dude. We definitely might be clients once again. That's way above my pay grade, but we will for sure be dedicating an entire content meeting to you. I assure you of that, man. I assure you.
I love hearing that, man. That's what I'm talking about. Because, dude, like anything that could bring a smile, like when people throw up a laugh emoji, that's when you know you got something. You know what I mean? Like if you entertain people and it's funny, right? Like, and that's MetaBeast. By the way, that's tame. I thought it was going to be a lot worse, if I'm being honest. Like that's MetaBeast being tame, but it's like you said, like this is Web3, right? Like people need to come out here, like they need to be themselves. If we want people to be in charge of their own money and all this shit, like you have to be unapologetically you at the end of the day. And if that means like you fuck around in spaces, you fuck around in spaces. You have serious spaces, you have fuck around spaces. Like like that's what this is, right? So at the end of the day, like there's no reason why you can't have fun while we're doing this stuff out here. You know what I mean? Especially in times like this when markets are totally like tanked and like really in the shits. It's like, oh my God, morale is down. People look to Twitter like me and a bunch of other Twitter Spaces hosts out here, and they're looking at us and being like, "This is where I come to kind of just escape this shit." I can tell you for a fact, like my boy O'Milly down there, like my man's run over 1,500 spaces. If I don't have his space or like, because like we're part of like this one big community. We've been rocking together for almost 4 years. Like Miss Gecko down there, like the rest of the VV fam that's here too. My boy Dev that's here. Like I mean, enter the like D's here, Hanano. Like we have been riding together for so long that it's like if we don't have these outlets, we'll go crazy, right? You fight like brothers and sisters. It is what it is, but you have fun in these spaces, and there's just time and place for all of it. But yeah, man, shout out MetaBeast. That was a great one, MetaBeast. Absolutely incredible. I'm glad you liked it, Ross.
Dude, absolutely. I mean, I do stand up on the side in my free time, so I've always enjoyed comedy and a sense of humor, and I try to like have the good insights. But to your point, exactly, man. Like I was talking on this show, we definitely wanted to keep it loose and have fun, and I think you're the perfect guest for it because it's like there's only so many different ways that you could say we're not sure what's going to happen, and like when there are insights to be had. 100%. We'll be here being like, hey, here are all the AI projects that are popping off right now. This is the top of the market. Like, this is front of mind. Here's how you can profit off of it. But I really love your sentiment there of just like being able to lean into the fun and just using X as that distraction and just place to hang out. Because that's what you need sometimes, right? Like you need a break from just the constant market barrage of, oh, it's going up, it's going down. Like I love a good meme. I don't know who doesn't.
Facts, man. It's true. Yeah, who doesn't? That's the thing. Like, who doesn't? And you get to meet the real side of people when you have like real spaces. You know what I mean? Like, because a lot of times, like you'll meet you'll meet somebody in a space. It's like a PFP, and like they're pretending to be this person or that person. It's like, man, get out of here. Like, you get to meet genuine, like real people, and the opportunity out here is crazy, Ross. I don't know. Like, can you actually tell? Like, if I can ask one question, what is Metaverse HQ? Because I'm thinking we're coming on here to talk about AI, Bitcoin stuff, and I'm just like, Metaverse? Like, I was like, what MetaBeast was asking me. He was like, it's a Metaverse thing? And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't do enough homework. I'm the guest.
Dude, it's a great question. So, Metaverse HQ founded 4 years ago, and it was during the sweet spot of NFTs popping off, and that's when everything was Metaverse. It was like, what is our utopia? It's going to be all of us hanging out on a digital grid, living in mansions next to each other. So we had the name from back then, but I mean, we definitely evolve in any market. We're essentially a private access Discord. People come in, and it's just really about finding opportunities to profit in the market. There is a strong sense of community too, because I mean, just anyone who's been in crypto for 4 years has been through some crazy ups and downs, and just people you can share that experience with have really been there. I'd say a lot of it can just be summed up by one of our members came up with this thing called eyes forward, which we always say is kind of just like a stoic saying of just keep moving forward. But at the same time, it does kind of, calm other members if they just had a tough trade or they just revealed a top NFT that they had sold beforehand and it would have been worth 100K, but they sold it. It's like, hey, eyes forward, we're here, we're going to get it together. But yeah, we're basically just a group of traders who are all in it, trying to make money at the same time. And, 4 years of crypto, we're still here. So even though the metaverse, I don't think anyone's really dreaming of those digital mansions, at least not yet. Maybe if the rent continues to go up, we'll just throw some Oculuses on 24/7 and live in closets. Who knows? But yeah, until then, we're still rocking and trying to profit off crypto as long as we can.
Yeah, amen, bro. I mean, we're all out here trying to make a dollar out of 15 cents, right? Like, that's what this is about. So I'm with you. I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah. Yeah. This,
Uh,
this, yeah, there's just so much out here, though, man. Like, do you ever feel like it's like just overload sometimes, where it's just like there's just too much shit?
Oh, 100%, dude. I'm like, I'm so vocal, and I've always just grown up as giving my opinions. And I got a lot of people from the MVHQ team listening, and they can tell you 100%. I'll just come into meetings and be like, no, I don't agree with it. But I'm the first person to tell you that there's just too much shit in crypto, and half of it is crap that we don't need. I really just don't understand that we need like five new chains, and every chain has some way of saying like this one's gonna be different, and like it's usually not gonna be different. So I really did like the AI meta, and really just like was banging the table and trying to start the show and just have conversations with cool AI founders and participants and just cool people, honestly. Because like I think that's the biggest thing that's interested me in crypto is like if you can navigate through the noise and find quality people, quality projects, there's just like a lot to learn. But yeah, there's just way too much, dude. I don't think any one person can keep track of it all.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, I've leaned heavy into. I mean, the second ChatGPT came out when it was, what was that? It was like November. Oh my God, it's over like 2.5 years. Oh my God, how fast the time goes! Like that was like 2.5 years ago. You know what I mean? And I leaned into it really heavy, and I'm even heavier now today because. I mean, I don't know how to go about my daily life without using it. You know, like it's kind of weird. I'm almost like it's a crutch for me, and I'm just kind of like, oh fuck, like this is but this is it, like this is where, and the amount of ideas that you get, like it's just it teaches you, just there's so much shit out here, man. But I think even more than that, you know what it is too, it's allowed me to craft like these insane relationships with people, as crazy as that sounds, because people want to learn about this, they genuinely want to know about this stuff, and they're like, well, how do I do this? And it's just like, if I don't know it, then it's like, let's go figure this shit out together. And it's like there's no other place that you can be as curious, you know what I mean, than out here, and then have the level of access that we have to, whether they're founders or money or whoever, like whatever. Like there's access to so much like information and connections and networking out here that it's crazy. I don't know. To me, like this Web3 space is a godsend, bro. Like for real. Like I absolutely love being here every single day and doing this shit. Like I can't imagine doing anything else.
Oh, dude, I completely agree. And like, there's been times where I've just been absolutely giddy and just like giggling to myself of how funny it is because you do really escape the matrix in some sense. And like, I feel bad saying it, but there's been times where, the first MVHQ event I attended was at like some rooftop bar in New York City. It was completely paid by sponsors. And I was at the bar getting like $200 drinks. And it's just like, this is because I trade cartoon animal pictures, and you're just meeting really cool people who are all doing the same. And people are so willing to tell you, like, hey, here's how you can make like six figures in an hour. It's like, what? Like, what other space are you going to do that? And I mean, you just really have the pulse on like technology, which I ultimately think is, where society as a whole goes, not to be all like, this is society, but genuinely like, AI tech and how it's emerging, you see a lot of it being built out in crypto first. So yeah, 100%. It's super cool just to see it and have a front row seat to the show.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you on all of it. Like the events. I don't know. Do you guys like sponsor events and stuff too? 'Cause I'm definitely, I'm headed to Dubai at the end of next month. And then definitely going to Bitcoin Vegas. And I think it's at the end of May, I believe it is. So, and that's where like I mean, I just started kind of like doing the circuit. I went to Singapore back in October. Bro, that was one of the most valuable things I feel like I've literally ever done, and I can't wait to go to Dubai, and I can't wait to go to fucking Vegas and just meet up with everybody. But these events is where like the shit goes down, and it's really where the connections are made.
Oh, dude, 100%. Yeah, we definitely have some IRL events. I'm not sure when our next one's going to be, but we've had plenty in New York and Los Angeles, maybe in Las Vegas. We've had some in Texas as well, and some of our founders have been to Dubai. But yeah, dude, if you're curious, we'll hit you up after the show and get you an MVHQ token so you can just join the Discord and see what's up. It is honestly great. Like it's to the point of you just can't keep track of everything. It's nice having 200 members who are all like solid traders. And are just focusing on the market because people put together field reports and call out stuff that I personally wouldn't be looking at. But if they're like, hey, I have a lot of conviction in this, this is why this is going to be the biggest farming opportunity or mint opportunity or whatever, it's great to just kind of crowdsource ideas in a tighter knit group because with Twitter, you just see so much like shill and noise that it's nice to kind of have an auto filter on all that stuff. But yeah, we'll get you a token. I'll shoot you a DM after this.
Yeah, man, that would be dope. Because like when I went to the web, when I was looking on your website too, I was like, wait a minute, Monad, and obviously, like I'm big on Kaito, right? I have a ton of Kaito staked. I'm trying to earn Yaps, and I don't know if I mentioned, I think I mentioned this earlier, but like that's the other piece of like the content part where it's just like where you know how you mentioned the flywheel, where it's like content creators want to be able to earn and get paid for it, and it's like if they're not getting paid directly by brands, at least like something like Kaito, when you can earn tokens, that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So like when I went to your site and I saw Abstract and Monad, like you guys have obviously partnerships like with all of these brands. So I'm just like, these are the connections that I'm talking about. Like this is kind of who I want to be. Like you guys are the guys that I want to be speaking with to try and figure out like what are y'all doing, right? Like what are the needs that you guys have, and what the hell do I do that can maybe help complement some of that stuff? Like, and I'm always looking to sell myself and my services and my whatever, but at the end of the day, it's like it's me, right? Like this is it. I live my business. I've never been a small business owner. Like I run my own business, and I think that's what a lot of people like are kind of afraid of out here sometimes too. But they just need to realize, like, just like lean into it. You know what I mean? Like lean into it. Like talk to everybody and anybody. But yeah, that's why we kind of had the questions for you. And I was like, Monad. Layer one, I was like Abstract. I was like, what is Metaverse HQ? Like, what do these guys do?
Dude, it's honestly pretty crazy sometimes because I mean, creative director for the brand, and I mean, most of it is just sitting on the content team. And shout out to Mac Attack, who's right there listening, dude. He just designs like all of our graphics, and Poopaloop there is the president of MBHQ. There's just like all of MBHQ's heads are listening into the call, so I'm nervous to be too silly with it, but yeah, it's pretty crack, dude. The business development team in particular, shout out to them, just like continues to land pretty crazy partnerships. I'm not really sure what that meeting or process looks like because I'm just the guy at the meeting who's like, let's make a video where I put spaghetti in my pockets and then we make those videos. But yeah, it's pretty awesome just watching partnerships come together. And dude, I feel like I gotta get back in the interviewer seat because you put me on there, you're asking questions.
My
And
bad,
now
my bad, my
no, dude, you're all good. I
bad.
super appreciate it. I just want to make sure, to me, this interview kind of has like a cigar lounge vibe. I just want us both to have a puffy leather chair and a cigar if you partake, and we'll just vibe out, dude. But yeah, tell me like in your journey of content creating and things popping off, getting on X, getting on Twitter. How do you balance that with trading, or are you still actively involved in the market itself, or are you more leaning into the content at this point in time?
I think they kind of go hand in hand. And it took me a while to realize that because a lot of times I was one of these content creators where I was like, I know that I run great spaces, right? Like that's what I know. It's like, am I just going to be like this one trick pony, or is there other ways for me to be able to like monetize, what it is that I do? And you know, like from talking to like, I mean, constantly like people that are creating ambassador programs and like being an ambassador and overcoming this like, well, I'm not really an ambassador. Like I feel like I'm a level up there. Like I need something else, and it's like there's so many different things that kind of go along with it, but the content creation side is definitely one thing that I think like the business shit that we talked about earlier, but the other side is I was trading heavy because like my background is Wall Street, right? Like I was a market maker, an OTC. I worked on an OTC desk for 12 years. I had my Series 7, 63, 55, all that shit. When I came out of school, and I left the Wall Street world because I was like, this fucking sucks. Like I saw behind the curtain and it was just terrible. Unfortunately, I didn't find Bitcoin and Web3 until pandemic time, but in the interim, it was like, well, what am I doing? How am I going to actually like make money off of this? But to bring it full circle, like, yeah, I was trading when I first started, but then I realized the content creation is so much more fun and enjoyable that I'm like, how do I monetize this? And I realized that you can do really well with like token allocations and private sales and private rounds. And you just have to be able to build a network, right? Because at the end of the day, we're in the people business out here. This is the people business. You run a space, you're a grown-up babysitter, and a grown-up babysitter that can connect and really connect with founder, like your nursery, right? Like for lack of a better term, is like Solana founders, Polygon founders, Abstract founders, Monad VPs, Metaverse HQ execs, right? Like that's who it is. And when you can forge really solid relationships, excuse me, when you can forge really solid relationships, that's where that's where the doors really start to open, in my opinion. And everything that I have built so far, like for me, my brand and the money that like I currently make and will, God willing, hopefully make a lot more in the coming future if this bull run ever gets here, is due to the network, is due to the relationships that I've built. Every single thing, because you have one reputation out here and like one Twitter account, so you have to make that thing like worth it. But yeah, that's kind of the long-winded version of, yeah, I don't trade anymore. I used to. Now it's mostly content creation with a little sprinkle of where's the next token generation coming from, like where's the next deal happening, and what's the next up and coming thing.
Dude, appreciate the long-winded answer, and not long-winded at all, I might add. I really, resonated with the fact of pulling behind the curtain, and I've never been involved in Wall Street myself, just besides trading, but I definitely feel like a lot of people in crypto moved here because they were just kind of disillusioned with the traditional market. I know when I talk to my parents and they're like, "Oh, well, crypto's down. I guess it's because it's a Ponzi scheme." I just go, "Well, so is everything else." And it's just like, you look like a lunatic, but genuinely, it's crazy when you look at market mechanics and just the things that cause the stock market to move. There's just, if you think there's extraction and insider trading in crypto, you better take a look at the rest of the world, because there's just that going on everywhere. But what I'm really interested in, just kind of what you're talking about, because I completely agree. So much of it boils down to the network and who you know, and a lot of these insider allocations. Do you still think that crypto is a place where the average person can make money? Because I think that's where a lot of the heart and the foundation of crypto was. At least, it sounds like you came up around the same time I did, about 4 years ago, and that was kind of the WAGMI era, and I think a lot of that's gone away. But for people who don't have that network yet or haven't built it, do you think their goal should be to, continue building that? That be top priority?
I mean, look, like you don't build a network overnight, right? Like the network that I've built, and I'm sure that many others have built, takes genuine time, right? Like it takes a while to forge really lasting relationships. I don't even want to use the word trusting relationships, because I mean, I barely use the word trust. There's a handful of people that I trust in the Web3 space, right? Just because it's crypto, right? And if you came up 4 years ago, like you just mentioned, everybody was looking to take your money at every single turn. And yeah, I mean, you can't just come in and just start building a network. So for me, I do think that the average person can succeed out here. They just need to, we just need to expectation set a little bit better, right? Like I'm really, really big and heavy in the stacks community. I run a weekly stack space, which is the preeminent Bitcoin layer 2 in my opinion, right? It's not an EVM or an ETH layer 2. Bitcoin finality, security, the whole 9 yards. That's important to people, right? But the average person, when we say retail investor, I'm going to ask you to clarify what that means, because the degens have obviously spoken and they want to go to the fucking casino and play on pump fund and lose all their money. And now look where that got us, right? That hurts the entire industry. I do think the average retail investor has a place here, and it took me a while to figure this out, right? I was trading in the beginning where it was all these arbitrage opportunities, but that shit gets exhausting. You buy Bitcoin, you stake Bitcoin, you buy stacks, you buy SBTC, you can stake these things for crazy USD8. There's so many Bitcoin backed stable coins that I was earning 30-40% on. Not make up numbers. A lot of people hear that and they're like, oh my God, that's bullshit. No, 200, 500, 2000% on some bullshit meme coin is bullshit. That's the nonsense. But when you find a real project or a real ecosystem that you can actually get behind, yeah, there's real money to be made. It might not be fast money, which the average person probably wants, and everyone's looking to hit a home run. But yeah, there is definitely the ability to be able to make money out here for the retail investor, and there's a place for them. We do just need to make the tech a little bit more, I guess, everyday friendly, and we're doing that with things like Privy, right? You see wallets and BankerBot, you're able to transact on the timeline in a terminal where you don't need your 12 words and no more seed phrases and all this shit. That's not the scalable stuff that we need. But yeah, man, I think there's definitely a place for it, and I think it's growing faster and faster, and we're advancing more and more every single day.
Dude, great shouts across the board. And speaking of BankerBot, dude, I was cracking up because I was looking at replies to the spaces, and I saw that you decided to respond to the spaces asking BankerBot your wallet holdings, and you had 16 cents of dick butt. I was cracking up, dude. Yeah, dude. BankerBot's awesome. And just I'm gonna 100% react while I'm talking here. I agree with everything you said, man. And there are just layers to it. I tried to onboard some more tech-oriented friends of mine who've never done crypto before because they've seen me do the, JPEGs and everything else, and they're like, okay, like this guy's I don't know if the brand's gonna let me say it, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of questioning over that kind of stuff. But with the AI specifically, it seemed a lot more legitimate. Tried to onboard them, and just very instantly, you just see human nature take over, and people get greedy so quickly. And I had friends, and I told them like, if you hit a 2x, you sell 50% of whatever you make, and just protect your capital. But they'd be like, I'm not going to sell, I'm going to ride because it's going to go higher. And it's like, dude, you just got into this, you're making so much money so quickly, why not sell some? But yeah, people just want crazy returns, dude. And to your point, 30% is insane. Average person's getting 8 to 10% on the stock market if they're doing it right. So to get 3 to 4 times that, it should be plenty. But people are just kind of fading, quote, easy opportunities out here because they want that, fabled 100x. And something that I've seen just witnessing enough trading is that most of the times when people are like bull posting these 100x or whatever else, there's a ton of times where they lost a shit ton of money along the way. So it's really never as good as it seems. And I really like the sentiment of what you put out there, because there definitely are opportunities for the average investor if they're just taking baby steps and not just deciding, I'm going to be a hero here and become a millionaire overnight.
Bro, we preach this every show that we run on ATC, bro. It's like what you see on the timeline is literally smoke and mirrors, man. Everyone is posting about how they made 100x, 1000x. They're posting their Mexi fucking screenshots, right? Of like 763% on their 50x leverage position. Meanwhile, they made like $7, bro. Nobody is out here advertising their losses. Nobody. And that's really where I think like you have to, like, if you're going to be a content creator or a spaces, whatever you want to call it, personality or host or co-host, the real, in my opinion, like really pushes through, like, and people recognize that realness, like the non-bullshit stuff. I lose money. Like, we talked about this. Show me somebody that has 100% like success record, and I will show you the biggest liar in fucking Web3. Period. End of story. Like everybody, it's all smoke and mirrors out here. When people start realizing that, look, the same way that I don't watch the news anymore because I'm like, it's all just nonsense right now. Like it's a machine, a propaganda machine that is meant to do this. And I'm not going to get all crazy conspiracy on us, but like the real news and the real things that are happening are out here. And I'm experiencing them every single day. But you also have to have a really good bullshit filter to be able to just be like, that's just nonsense. Get out of here. You know what I mean? So yeah, I don't know. Like it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, but you have to have a good bullshit meter and just be able to sift through all the nonsense and be like, yeah, I'm not spending my time on that shit.
Oh, dude, completely agree. And I'll go down the conspiracy rabbit hole whenever you want, bro. I'm ready for it. I definitely believe in a lot of it. Like I said, everything's a Ponzi scheme if you want to get down to it. And then beyond that, with propaganda, it's nuts, man. But yeah, I mean, if you can just take all of that with a grain of salt, if you can take the red pill and the blue pill, you can definitely have a good time and just kind of vibe. Like there's definitely some really high highs in crypto. There's some low lows. It's objectively funny if you zoom out a lot of this stuff. Like obviously the extraction sucked and it's crazy that it tanked the market. But if you just look at the timeline of the last 4 months in crypto, it's just been the craziest year we've ever had. It's bizarre to think that the president launched a meme coin. The president of Argentina was being blackmailed and then tried to extract other stuff, dude. Like it just seems completely made up. It's pretty bizarre.
Yeah, now you got an arrest warrant out for Hayden. I hope they catch his ass, man. I really do. I would love to hear that explanation as to what kind of nonsense and fuckery was going on in those meetings, man, for real.
Dude, honestly, I would love to get the tapes, but I don't know if we're ever going to have those see the light of day. We are 44 to 45 minutes in, so at this point in the show, I always ask if the audience wants to get up here. I know we got some supporters of your show in the audience, so yeah, if anyone wants to come up, chop it up with Dave and I. We're just having a very chill episode. It does compute. Dave, it's been chill, dude. Sincerely, I really enjoyed just chatting with you up here, and I hope we get some other people to join in the mix and have some fun.
Yeah, dude, I appreciate this invite. Like I'm never on this side of the fence, you know what I mean? So it's kind of weird. So yeah, I'm usually I'm totally on the other side, but yeah, I mean, I can talk about this shit like for days and weeks on end, man. For real, for real. I really, really can. we should get Meta Beast up here. My man Landy's out there. My boy Brett's here. He made like that's like so you see. So my PFP is is showing support for Billy Betts. That's the sports betting AI agent. So like the network, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like network and partner with people that like have real fucking giga brains out here that can drive real value and provide real value. My man Jack is here. Like these guys are co-hosting and like tons of my show, like tons of the shows that I help host, and it's them that make that make me look good, right? And yeah, it's like you gotta have like an all-star cast. Everybody kind of knows their lane. I host this one adds value, this one has this expertise, this one has that expertise, and we all just contribute, man. It's just I don't know. It's a great fucking thing, man.
I fucking love that. And yeah, I'm excited to hear about this AI betting too, because I've seen a few of them. Dude, AI betting, if it can actually have a win rate, would be crazy. But yeah, we got the whole crew up here. Feel free to unmute yourselves as you see fit. Jack, I see you pop in here first, so feel free, dude. What's going on?
Man, I'm so thrilled that I got to come here today and learn about Metaverse HQ. Man, this is cool. Thanks for having me up. You know, the
Of course.
idea of like having a community is a lever, is a source of leverage in this space for growth is massive. Like anyone who's followed me for a while knows I say that all the time. So getting to see this is cool. Like you get a Discord full of degens. Not only do you learn, but you know it's a good time. And if you don't have that part of Web3, you don't actually have Web3. That's one of the things that distinguishes the space from everything else. So yeah, man, this has been cool hearing you talk, learning about this, and yeah, thanks for having me up here, man.
Dude, of course. I did want to ask Dave actually a question I had earlier, and Jack's kind of making me think about it. Is in terms of like having a community that you can rely on, and in terms of like authenticity in the space, but at the same time, this whole conversation we've been having about networking. How is like your bullshit meter for some of these projects that pop out and offer a lot of those things? Because I would say for like every one real project, there's probably 20 fake ones. And there's just so many different like media companies out there, or specifically in Web3 that are like, oh, join this group and do this and that. How do you make sense of just, yeah, this is clearly just a shill. They're not willing to get loose with it. They're not actual people in the Web3 space.
Bro, my bullshit meter is so fucking fine tuned. It's kind of crazy, right? Like I can tell you like 98 and a half and and I see Jack Jack actually reposts them on the timeline. Like you become it's like there's no creativity amongst scammers, right? Like this like I always say this, right? Like bullshitters and scammers are two things, right? They're greedy and they're fucking lazy. Like that those are the two qualities that you have of a scammer. So they all write the same shit, right? So if you're getting it on Twitter DMs and oh, we got one ETH, me and Landy left about the show all the time. It's like, yeah, we got one ETH a week to pay you. And it's like, bruh, the fuck are you talking about? One ETH a week to pay me to do what? Like, what are you saying? But you have to go through it, right? And then you get the ones that are like, hey, can we organize a call with our team? And then you're like, sure, let me guess. You're gonna send me some proprietary like call that's gonna send me to like some program you're gonna make me download or click on Telegram because you can't send it to me here on Twitter, right? Like I can list off it's a laundry list of them, bro, that are out here that it's just like nope, nope, no. I can see it in 2 seconds and be like, no, 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 no. The people that genuinely want to engage with you, right, are not going to be the ones that send you one Twitter DM message and just be like, hey, let's connect. Want to do this? And it's just like, nah. If somebody wants you out here and they've heard you, then it's either going to come via like a referral or I heard you in this space and they're going to give you context behind it. I heard like you were talking about this, this, and this. And then there's the infamous one of, hey, I'm calling from Bloomberg or hey, I'm calling from so-and-so and we're doing an article on Web3. And it's like, let me send you the Calendly. And it's like, oh, yeah, send me the Calendly. And it's like they send you the Calendly of the Bloomberg CEO. It's like, oh, the Bloomberg CEO is emailing me? Like, you lazy fuck. It's like, bro, if I was a scammer, this is why, like, I feel like I'd be such a great scammer. But unfortunately, I have a moral compass and I can't do that. So at the end of the day, it makes me super, super keen to just watching and seeing what goes on out here. But it's also what helps me and this whole crew up here, right? Like be able to decipher the bullshit and be able to disseminate to like unsuspecting newbies that are coming in and being like, yo, stay away from this shit. Trust me. You don't want to entertain any of this nonsense.
Dude, that's so funny. Hey Siri, scam the audience. I'm just kidding. Landy, I saw you just changed profile pictures midway through, and you got the what's his name? It's like Cake Goyard, right? Or Cake Noir or something.
Technard. Yeah, it's I don't know why it's been flipping back and forth. I've had this profile picture for a few days. Just been sitting back enjoying listening to Dave get interviewed as it puts him in a very rare position. So um yeah, I mean
Dude, we're
I
gonna
mean
have Dave
uh
up here every week. Now, whenever you want though, Dave, and Landy as well. Didn't mean to cut you off there. This is pretty funny
oh,
though.
it's all good. I mean, so we here to is this an audience AMA for Dave?
No, you see this? This is where this is
See,
gonna turn into a roast really fast, Ross. I'm
no,
It
telling you
is.
no,
right
No,
now, it's
they
going
can.
I
to turn into a roast.
That's the
I
second A, Dave. You know the rules. They can ask anything. Anything.
anything. No, like legitimately, because I am interested in this. What is the origin story, the birth of Dave as a Spaces host, as an elite Spaces host? Where did this
Told you.
occur?
I told you it was going to turn into a fucking roast. I knew it. Landy, there is no
Made the
origin
history.
story. Yeah. So Ross, me and Lenny have this inside joke where it's just like, I mean, look, if you don't have confidence in yourself, then who's gonna have confidence in you, right? So like, I put in my profile that I am an elite Spaces host, cause fuck it, I am. God damn it, I am an elite Spaces host. So at the end of the day, when somebody's coming to my profile and they got a little money to spend in their brand and they want to see something, they want to see, what do they want to see? Average regular host? No, they want to see elite Spaces hosts. So I figured it was appropriate. There you go, Landy.
Damn, dude. I love that. Also, there we go. We got the audience coming up. We got Jeannie Park joining the stage. Also, what is up, AKC? I see you there, bro. How's it going?
Hello, hello. Thank you for the opportunity there, Dave. Yes, it was that was more towards the professional side I mentioned, and that was not easy to do in 5 minutes. Thank you.
Oh, dude, MetaBeast. Oh my God. I saw the first part. Twitter caught you off. Bro, thank you for the intro, first and foremost. And dude, your first one was so funny. I like I'm very curious how you prompted that, but I will save that for your DMs later.
Oh, it's not just one prompt. There's a lot you generally put
NDA,
in that,
Metabeast,
and
NDA.
I'm telling you, yes, I know. I'm not saying anymore. I'm telling you, what I have coming for number 4, Dave, and I'm not the most confident person unless I know exactly for 100% sure I know what the hell I'm talking about, or I know I'm that good at something. Wait till you hear number 4.
I love
Oh,
it.
dude.
Wait, you guys did. Wait, hold on, Ross. You guys didn't hear number 3. Landy's up here now. So hold on one second. Like nobody's heard number 3 yet because I didn't put out the tweet for number 3 because it's only Tuesday. I was going
This
to do
is
one a day.
this is the All Things Crypto All Stars version.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
This is
let's
the All
go,
Stars
dude.
version.
Let's hear
Let's
3.
go, Janie. Hold on one second. Okay, here we go.
Everything's fine until it's not. Maybe a meme coin you faded just did a 50x. Maybe an Undark dev just pulled the biggest disappearing act since Houdini. Or maybe Dave is mid-rant. One bad take away from delivering a verbal wreck so brutal, even the blockchain can't confirm it. That's when the all-star team doesn't just step in, they pull up like backup in a market crash, armed with facts, receipts, and the kind of takes that make grifters sweat. Because every main character needs a cast that actually holds the plot together. Landy the moist sock, keeping the convo fresh even when the charts stink. Samara, spotting the scams before they even finish their mint. Alpha Gamer, playing the long game. One strategic move at a time. Builder, the fluffer bunny from the Futureverse. Proof that the timeline has already been altered and Web 3 is just catching up. Because Web 3 never sticks to the script, but ATC always has the right cast to handle the chaos. Tune in Monday through Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. No fluff, no FOMO, no exit liquidity, just real alpha.
Tell me
Dude,
this man's brain is not a psycho, bro.
I love how you have in the same sentence the fluffer bunny, but then you have no fluff. That is diabolical, bro. Get out of my
Thank you for
spaces.
catching that. Yes, yes, yes.
God damn, dude. So 4 is under wraps. Is that what you're saying? We're gonna have to catch that later.
Yep, that one. I got it has to be the perfect voice for this one.
Yeah, I think the
But
first one was the perfect voice. I would love to grab coffee with her if you have her contact info.
Oh, we didn't talk about Junie, but let's go to Janie. Let's go to Janie first, and then we can talk about Junie. I didn't tell you about Junie, Ross. My fault.
Dude,
Yeah.
all
yeah,
good.
Dave is who he is today because of Junie.
Oh, we definitely got to hear about Junie. But yeah, first Janie, then Junie. Alphabetical precedence in this spaces. Janie, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for having me up. I came in for Dave, but my name is Janie Park, and I cover mostly beauty, fashion, tech, and AI content. I bring a little bit of the beauty, fashion, tech, and AI to Dave's space on Sundays, which is definitely a vibe, so make sure to tune in. I love the fact that it's become a Dave roast, by the way, because Dave is usually the host or the co host, and he's usually roasting the F out of other people. So please put him in the hot seat. And no, I'm not AI, but I realize sometimes when I speak, I just talk without breathing. But I appreciate you guys for having this space and, highlighting Dave. And Dave, I just want to give you your flowers for a second because shoot, you said that we've known each other for 4 years, and that is scary AF because I can't believe we've been in this crazy ass Web3 blockchain, stuck in the blockchain space for this long. I definitely found a white hair or two recently. That's why you got to take care of your skincare. I don't care if you're man, woman, non binary, doesn't matter. You need to look good, okay? Also, X spaces. But Dave, I just want to give you your flowers because you've just been like super instrumental to me and also a lot of other people encouraging us, like putting a fire under our asses to just have confidence and to push and to do all these things. So Dave is like a brother to me, so I really appreciate him. And just on that note of what he said, I dropped in the comments when you were speaking is that, you're someone that I, am down with. And like, if you need something, I'm there because I also know you got my back. But also, like, integrity is something that is super hard to come by, I have to say, especially in this space sometimes. So, when you meet someone who's real. So I appreciate that. And, Metaverse HQ and also Ross Boss AI. Okay, I love this does compute little banner situation that you got going on. And also Jack Bins,
Thank
I
you.
gave you guys a follow. So appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, no, appreciate you. I used to be Ross Boss NFT. I kid you not, it was like a pretty difficult day for me explaining it to the content team. I had like just got hip to AI doing it, and I literally just like had a fever dream fueled by substance, and I was just like, oh my God, AI is going to be the trade of a lifetime. I literally deleted my entire Twitter and then just scraped everything, and then I was like, I don't want to be just like an influencer flexing a bored ape or whatever expensive thing. So I just saw this chubby alligator with a chain, and I was like, yeah, that's it. So the rest was history. It was just an AI account from that there forward. But yeah, I mean, it's just vibes. We're just here to talk about AI, try to get cool people up here. So appreciate you, Janie, and yeah, Dave. I think that was a little too kind for the roast. I'm just kidding. I don't want to instigate it. I'm not part of the ATC crew, but I
Bro,
just,
bro, I'm the guest here, man. Like, you don't help these people out. Like,
dude, I
kick these
know.
people off stage.
Nope.
They're really trying to get me to flip to the dark side here. I caught myself though, Dave. I saw what was going on midway through. I will leave that to the ATC crew. I will be the unbiased, impartial host here.
Oh, just
Ross,
wait.
you don't have to. It's okay. See, Dave knows that if he doesn't get roasted, that we might be, becoming a little disillusioned. Now we are groupies at this point, but we're groupies with a purpose, and it's to keep Dave like centered in the universe here. And now, like for real, like I wouldn't be on stages at this point if it wasn't for Dave bringing me up in ATC, kind of encouraging me by bringing me up and then in the back channels. And it's been a really cool journey, like watching him grow, watching others in the ecosystem grow, and now him in the position of being interviewed by Metaverse HQ and you, Ross. And by the way, great questions that you're throwing out there for him, because it's getting insight into kind of how he got to where he is. is really informative. And I think when you have a lot of people that are looking up to someone like Dave, because there are a lot of people that look up to him because he's proven himself over and over again to be a trustworthy source of information and to put together a really good show surrounding that information. So it's we are in a unique time where we're seeing kind of the fall of the coals, and it's nice to see that there's actually it's nice to see the cream rise to the top, because there's a lot of like really underrated talent out there. And when you have someone like Dave that's pushing this forward and does a ton of work in the space and has a different perspective than I think a lot do. Yeah, I mean, Ross, you know, as a co-host and hosting, that it's not easy, and to hold a show together and to keep people in line, and it's really fun to watch Dave work, especially when there's challenging people that come up on stage, which is hilarious.
Oh, dude, it's always so funny. I'm sorry, Dave. Go get your flowers, bro. I was gonna just say,
No,
man.
no, no. I was just gonna say, like, thanks, Landy. I appreciate that, man. And would you ever think that, like, this guy with the fucking with the doodles throw up coming out of his fucking PFP is like one of the smartest Bitcoin minds like out here? You would never guess that, right? Like, ever in a million years. But like, this is the guy that like you want Bitcoin insight, like you want TNA, like this is like yeah. I know that might seem crazy, but that's the guy you actually should probably go to and listen to. But you want to hear the most nauseating thing that I just looked up? You know how many
Please.
spaces? Yeah. You know how much? You know how many spaces I've participated in since starting like this whole shit?
Oh my god.
50,000.
4,451 Twitter spaces.
You
Oh
could have had
my
a
god,
contest
dude.
on that and had
I need a
somebody
lot. I
guess the
think I need
closest
I need
without
a
going
life.
over.
I need a life is what I need. That's what I need, dude.
Wait, Dave, I would have thought, like, my guess was 50,000, so I'm actually very, very disappointed. So I think now you're required to do a 1 week marathon.
Price is right rules. That's it. You lose, Janie. You're over.
What you need
Four.
more is a backup phone battery.
Dude,
That's a good
Metabeast
point.
is becoming my favorite person on the panel here. I just love the chime in of
Don't
one needing to do
encourage
a
it.
contest of it. That's so funny. In the backup phone battery, dude. This man's a content creator. He knows. He knows. That's awesome.
Well, because I don't know if I show people as listeners. I don't know if D's up here, but so in those 4,450.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. See, like this is when you know you spent too much time with certain people, right? Like way too much time. I love these idiots so much though, right? Because like you know how many additional spaces would die if D wasn't like sending me DMs being like, yo, idiot, plug your fucking phone in. I'm like, oh yeah, shit. Because I've had countless spaces and I'm like, oh shit. And then people are like, back to you, Dave. And they don't hear nothing. And I'm like, oh shit, I got to restart this. Hopefully my phone starts on time. Yeah, like that's a thing. And they're gonna cook me for the yeah just now, right? They critique the way you speak. This
Yeah,
is where you spend
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You see, it's way too much time with these people. But one of the best things we did, Ross, like I'll go down the junior route in a second, but we did something called story time. And story kind of like meshes together, but story time was just kind of born out of this thing where when Justin Sun released like the competitor to Sun Pump, Pump Fun, oh, excuse me. Pump Fund was his version was Sun Pump, and I launched a token on there just like 5:30 in the morning one day, and I was just like, this could be something. And then I'm like, oh shit, like I actually have to make this into something now. And I was like, what could we do? And we realized like Junie's been my AI virtual assistant for probably 2 years, like since GPT came out, right? And I've been using, I call it Junie because that's the stock name. The stock name is Juniper in GPT, but she's the voice behind all of my spaces. She does my opening monologue. She does the recap. She roasts people. It's a telenovela. Like she gets the drama going, right? Like I involve AI in as much like when I say everything that I do, I genuinely mean that. And I was like, how could we utilize Junie to do this? So
Disturbingly so.
yeah, disturbingly so, exactly. So me, Meta Beast, D, Bildo, Omiwan, Morgan, Landy came through eventually, and like and Sunny D down there. We called
You
him
lost Ross dropped out.
yeah, exactly. Ross is like, yo, fuck this, I'm done. But somebody's got to be behind the Metaverse account, I guess. Am I just wait? So what's the etiquette now? Like as a speaker, do I continue talking or do I not?
You can't stop. You might as well keep going.
I guess I just keep going, right? Like I guess Ross hears me. He's gonna bring himself back up. I guess like maybe. Are we over time? And he's like, imagine the space closes right now, and it's like, what? Oh shit, that would be.
Dave, you
Yo,
gotta hold
That'd be
it.
like the end of a story time.
Ross, don't do that to me, bro. Like that's a big ego hit, man. Please don't do that to me.
Maybe he didn't have a battery backup, man.
Oh, see, maybe somebody's battery died. Wait, was that Ross doing the stand? Because he said he was a stand-up comedian. Was that his way of actually
Yes.
being funny? Oh, I get it now. Oh,
Dave, this is hilarious having you as a speaker and you just like going off. And now you're the co-host because it looks like he might have dropped off, but this is definitely a vibe. Like, I don't know what it is. I feel like I'm drinking the X juice lately, but I'm freaking pumped, Dave.
what's
It's a
there not to be
test.
pumped about?
It's a test, Dave.
Yeah,
It's like,
it is
hey,
a test.
are you really an elite space host? Let's find out. Here you go.
This is messing with my brainwaves, right? You guys can't, like, Russ, what are you doing, bro? You need to get back up here, man. Like, I don't know what to do up here, like, as a speaker. Say my space, bro.
Oh, this is
All right.
just as funny as.
Dave,
I
I'm
love
so
it.
glad this is recorded.
Oh my God, Russ, delete this shit, bro. Like, do
Dave,
not.
no, congratulations, bro. You passed the test. No, X just rugged the shit out of me. I was laughing the whole time though, because everyone was saying like, "Oh, Davis can keep a space running no matter what," and everyone's initially just like, "Oh yeah, this is just a test. You got to keep it running, dude." Appreciate it. We have other guests who would have ran after that, but yeah, I'm gonna sue Elon Musk. Just have someone, one of his secretaries, give me some hush money there. But yeah, handle it like a dream team, bro. Appreciate your patience there.
These ones, no, these people can't shut up. I could barely get them to shut up on dude. I run Reset Sunday. Like, forget it. I'd like to make it an hour show. It went like almost 2 hours this last week. Nobody wants to shut up, Ross. Everyone just needs to learn how to shut up. See what I just did there, guys? Shut up. And I made the statement. Done.
it's not us. I think there are other people that are there.
Right, but you're here now. So I'm just telling you guys to shut up. That's it.
Not it.
Notice how Landy didn't say shit.
Yeah,
He just pretended he didn't hear this so he can continue talking on Reset.
Yeah, I guess.
I found it. I found it. It's going to be ready, and you guys have talent you never knew you had.
Wait, what did
oh
you find?
boy.
Oh God.
Wait, what did you find? Another hole in your sock?
Who brought that? Who let you out of your bird cage, man?
See, Ross, this is what happens. Like we were doing story time 3 nights a week. Okay. Like after a long day of spaces, I would get it at 10 o'clock at night. I would get into a space with these degenerates and we would use Junie to come up with the most wild fucking debaucherous stories ever. And we would just create characters until we decided like, fuck creating characters. Like, let's just throw ourselves into the story. And then we just threw ourselves. I mean, I threw all of them into the story pretty much. And Junie did kind of the rest of the work, but we've done everything from freak off parties at Diddy Mansion, Wonder Woman with a golden chancla,
Crack cheese.
Beast, yeah, crack cheese, which was a drug. Shout out my guy Bread down there, who was the crack cheese dealer, and Meta Beast was the crack cheese, I guess, aficionado or whatever. D was dancing in bird cages. I think Meta Beast even became a bird at one point. Landy and Sunny D both took turns being, yeah, gay. I don't really know. Yeah, it was. You had to be there. It was kind of a thing. But
Do you
yeah.
remember the project sitcom? That reminds me so much of that. It was like you could just feed it prompts of everything, and it would just create full length sitcom episodes. It was a sick AI coin, at least for a couple of days. It kind of got old quick, but dude, that's so funny that you guys did all of that. And yeah, I definitely, big shout out to the freak off parties, bro. I've had plenty of material in my stand up sets outside of the office hours here.
Let's go fucking.
See what I mean? Like random shit. Like and I was the one responsible for literally. It's like herding cats. It's like good luck. Can you herd cats? No. It's like them and their ideas. Forget it. They would just throw out the most nonsensical thing that came to their mind, but it did make for great stories. What's the sitcom coin you speak of? I did not hear about this. How did I know? Metabeast, how
Oh,
did we
dude,
never hear about this?
it's long dead by now, but this was like 3 months ago when just any old AI project could take off. It was pretty cool. They just had like a 24/7 Twitch stream, and people could join Telegram and feed it prompts or ideas, and then it would take like 3D animations of Brett and Pepe and all of the Pepe friends, and they would just like enact whatever the Telegram told it to. It was definitely really cool, and I wouldn't say cutting edge, but it was very cool project at the time.
That actually sounds pretty cool. I mean, no D? Like, that sounds pretty
Yeah.
dope.
How'd we miss that?
I know. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
just
I have
love
no
when the
idea.
jokes make the crossover from story time to every other serious show that Dave runs, and then he can't escape it. And then it continuously gets referenced throughout each one of the shows, and the audience kind of like, yeah, they kind of know what's going on, but they have no idea. They're like, yeah, that must be like a stage inside joke or something. And then you'll
I
get
need
the
another account.
oddball that'll come up and request and like ask a serious question, but then nobody can be serious anymore. That's usually how it goes.
Dude, I was gonna say, I feel like at this point, I just have nothing like professional to add. I just need to know who said "let's go fucking" because that's hilarious. I think it's Metabeast.
I did, and I do have to admit, it comes from a freaking little leprechaun by the name of Green Giggles.
Well, hey, happy St.
What?
Patrick's Day, huh?
I love how Landon just said what, as if he's like surprised, bro. Like, my man gave us goth. He gave us a lemur that plays the banjo in story time, bro. Like, that Sunny D murdered in a hot tub. Like, what are we talking about?
Finally, somebody admits it.
Allegedly, sorry, I apologize. Allegedly, he was never convicted. Metabeast, he was never convicted. Anybody else want to roast while we're here? Fuckheads.
All
Well,
hail pupa.
I didn't. I actually wanted to come up and say something actually like not funny, but yeah, I just wanted to give props. Why are you laughing, Dave? I
You
just
said
wanted to.
you wanted to come up and say something not funny. That's what you said.
Well, yeah. I wanted to say that you did a great job in this interview, and thank you, Metaverse HQ and Ross, for having Dave up and being interviewed. And yeah, it's like the tables have turned. So I'm glad that Dave has the opportunity, to talk about himself. Stop laughing. And yeah, I just wanted to give him his flowers. And when you were talking about the when you're asking him about the whole bullshit meter, I was dying laughing because Dave doesn't fuck around. He just comes out and tells you straight up, like, no, fuck you, don't follow these guys, like they're just gonna take you down the wrong hole. Pause. Yeah, so just kudos to Dave.
You
I've
said you weren't going
never
to be
heard this from
funny.
Dave.
Said you weren't going to be funny.
I've never
That
heard this
wasn't
from Dave.
funny.
Where is this side of Dave? I've never seen this side before.
So Ross, I tend to have a little bit. Listen. Do you ever hear the saying you could take the kid out of Brooklyn, but you can't take the Brooklyn out of the kid, right? Like, at the end of the day, like, I have a temper. It is what it is. I grew up in Brooklyn. If you're a New Yorker, you know what this means, okay?
Hey, yo, June!
Exactly. Hey, yo, June. Like, at the end of the day, when you see bullshit, I can't keep my mouth shut. It's just like, that's bullshit. Stop. Don't do that. If the person happens to be in the room,
No
okay.
shit. And it still
Yeah.
doesn't stop your mouth.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really doesn't. It doesn't. But yeah. Shout out to everybody that came through to support
You
me in
you
the
you
hot seat.
you didn't introduce Junie. You got, I don't know how much time you got left, but I don't think it's much.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They probably ain't gonna have me back. Thanks, Misfits. I'm just saying. Ross, hopefully we can come back at some point, you know?
Oh, dude, 100%. And if you can't hear by the background noise, I did sadly gotta hit the road. I'm getting a shoulder checked out. Not as hot as it sounds, but hopefully it heals up okay. But appreciate everybody for just joining. I was really happy to just let this one go as long as it can. I mean, it's great talking with you and the ATC crew. Big shout out to everyone who joined the spaces. Dave, this has just been an absolute blast, dude. Like I said, I'll shoot you a DM, man. We'll get you in for a little conversation with MVHQ. We'll shoot you an MVHQ key, dude. Just check it out, see if you like it. But big shout out, bro. We'll absolutely get you up here again. Would love to chop it up with you and everyone else here, as much as we can. This was a ton of fun. So just really appreciate you being here and being a guest and getting your flowers today.
Yeah, man, appreciate you, bro. Good luck with your shoulder. Thanks everybody, obviously, for coming through and supporting. And yeah, man, I look forward to coming back and Metaverse HQ being our first client. Let's fucking go.
Let's go, bro.
Let's
Appreciate
go
everybody.
fucking.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate everyone who tuned in. We'll catch you next week. This is Does Compute. See you next time.